Hey, it's Minimalist Gourmet, and today we're going to be diving into a warm and comforting bowl of roasted carrot soup. With its rich flavors and creamy texture, this dish is absolutely perfect for any season. So go ahead and grab your apron and let's get crack-a-lackin'. We're going to start off with the main ingredient of this soup, of course, that be carrots. We need to just simply peel them and then cut them into about half to 3/4 inch thick medallions. They don't have to be perfect, but do try to keep them roughly the same size. And the same thing goes for our onion. You can use white or yellow if you'd like. We're going to take half of it, peel it, and then just cut it into quarters. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Now load up your carrots and onions into a nice big mixing bowl and drizzle on a healthy amount of olive oil. The olive oil will help us when we roast. It's going to allow that heat to really penetrate in. It'll make sure nothing sticks, and it's going to actually add a little bit of flavor. Toss everything to combine well, and then place this out on a single layer on either a lined baking dish or something like a Pyrex container. Now, roast this in a preheated 425-degree oven for anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how roasted you like it. Since carrots are appealing to you, don't forget to go down and check out the description below. I always include a written recipe. And while you're down there, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you. I roasted my veggies for about 40 minutes. If you want your carrots to be darker, that's fine. Go ahead and cook them longer, but maybe pull out your onions so they don't burn. This soup is just packed with amazing flavor, so let's get into it. In a pot over medium heat, I've got my butter already melting, and I'm going to add in my olive oil. If you want to make this recipe vegan, then just go ahead and omit the butter. Our garlic, sliced ginger, and paprika go in, and we're going to toast this for about 1 to 2 minutes to really accentuate those flavors. Make sure to stir this as you saute. You don't want to burn that garlic because that would be a carrot catastrophe. So after sauteing for about a minute or two, we're going to go ahead and put in our roasted carrots and onions. Again, make sure to stir this very well. You don't want that stuff sitting on the bottom and burning. Next, our vegetable stock goes in. I don't actually have vegetable stock available where I live, so I'll be adding enough water and vegetable bouillon to make stock. Our salt and pepper goes in, followed by some ground coriander seed, which is definitely optional but does really help the flavor. Give everything a nice stir, and you may need to kick the heat up to medium high. Bring this all up to a simmer and allow it to simmer uncovered for about 10 or 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes of simmering, my soup looked pretty good, but the only way to know for sure is by testing one of the carrots. Now, you don't want these to be really mushy, but you should be able to absolutely cut it in half with a spoon easily, like this. This looks good, so we're going to go ahead and blend it. If you have an immersion blender, you can certainly just do this right in the pot. I don't have one, and I'm assuming you don't either. That's why I loaded everything up into the carafe of my blender and let it blend for about 1 or 2 minutes until nice and smooth. I definitely blended my soup for the full 2 minutes because I like a nice, smooth, creamy texture, and it definitely came out that way. It is still pretty thick though, so we need to add our final ingredient, a bit of coconut milk. Now, if you would like to add something like milk or heavy cream in lieu of the coconut milk, you can certainly do that. And as I said before, if you omit the butter, then this recipe is going to be naturally vegan and also gluten free. So there's that. The heat is off, by the way, after we blended it. If you want to make this a little thinner, you can add some more coconut milk. I like my soup nice and thick, so this is good. I'm going to go ahead and stop here and serve it. I like to dress my soup just a little bit so it looks nicer. I had some extra heavy whipping cream laying around, so I'm going to go ahead and drizzle on a little bit over the top. You can use a bit of coconut milk if you'd like. Now take something like a spoon handle or a chopstick and just run it through. You're not making any really specific pattern, it doesn't have to be special. Something simple like this will help improve the look quite a bit. And since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and dress this up a little bit more. I had some extra basil leaves that I decided to put in here. I do think that they taste really darn good with this soup, so we're going to go ahead and stick them in. And of course, for my favorite part, the tasting. I have to say that this soup is absolutely delicious and hits on so many levels. The natural sweetness, which is accentuated by roasting the carrots, really shines, and it's complemented so wonderfully by the nice, rich, creamy texture. Of course, the spices we used along with the coconut milk really make this a delicious comfort food that's really going to stick to your ribs. And since you guys like this recipe so much, I would like to recommend my roasted tomato soup right here. It is phenomenal and I know you're going to love it. Thank you guys so much for watching till the end. I really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to see each and every one of you here next week on the next episode of Minimalist Gourmet.